Hello and welcome back to Factorio Exotic Industries. We're looking at Megacity 1, zoomed out. There are a bunch of issues I've been dealing with between episodes. Let's just remove that deletion marker because we've deleted that module. Alright, so I had a copper drought, and the reason for that was the truck which delivers mining fluid here died. Somehow, something ate it. So there was no mining fluid getting here, so this wasn't getting mined. The entire factory ground to a halt. What else is going on? I got fed up with trees growing back around in areas I had cleared around the base. So I have started to fill in the patches where I guess we can think of it as places we own. So if I grab that with tiles and no entities, so this is a flooring from Deuterium. It is copper gravel. So what I'm doing is I'm just filling in areas with copper gravel after filling in with roboports. So these are going to be the areas that we defend against trees. There's two reasons I want to defend against trees. One is just the sheer, stamping my authority on nature type thing. I want to build a base which is very clearly my base. And part of that is demarcating what is wild and what is managed. So this is what we're doing. The second thing is trees, because of the exploding trees mod I've got installed, are a menace. And because of the trees growing back mod I've got, it's not enough to just clear them. You have to put down flooring to prevent them coming back. So that's what I'm doing. Systematically, I'm blueprinting down this pink gravel. I tried all the different coloured gravels and I looked at them. I looked at them on the map, and this was, although it's not a colour I love, it's a sort of salmon, isn't it? Although it's not a colour I love, it is a colour which is distinct from our building areas. The other options we had were variations on grey, which don't show up, and pure black. And pure black I didn't like how pure black looked. It merged in with the roadways, and it just made the whole thing very flat and dull. So we're going with salmon. And the salmon is being made over here by a couple of these assemblers, which are just turning copper chunks into gravel. So this will continue to go for a while. I don't really care about this ore chunk. We've got tons of copper ore. You can see we're drowning in ore. So this is the default map settings, and to my mind, we actually have too much of most ores. The only one I think we don't have enough of is uranium. I don't know why I haven't tidied that up. Maybe that's something I should send a spider to deal with. But yeah, this should all be tidied away now. We still have some copper chunks in this station which aren't being picked up. Is there a reason for that? Okay, so it is requesting a train. It's just the train keeps going out to here, I guess, which is full. Anyway, enough wittering. So we've fixed the problem with the copper patch. The next thing is we were actually not getting any of this tech pack for a while because we didn't have any blue circuits. The blue circuits were needed to make the rocket control units. So I had a look at the blue circuits builds, and it turns out that they were a bit glitched, to be honest. So I did have this set up where we would grind down the faulty wafers and feed them back in as sand to the build. That just doesn't work. So what we're doing now is grinding them up and landfilling them. We always need landfill, so that's not an issue. And I stamped down one extra blue circuit build. So blue circuits are obviously on the list of things which we will be modulating and beaconing for our end game. But for now, I'm just stamping down replicates. What else? This is our legacy green circuit build. we've actually got better green circuit builds now, but they rely, yeah, this is relying on copper. So there's 2 of these, and these use the wafer version of the recipe. And these actually produce half a blue belt of green circuits, which is pretty good. So I'm happy with these builds. I've got 2 of these, and that seems, when the copper isn't running out, to provide enough green circuits for our factory. So that's all good. What else has been happening? Oh yes, I had a massive power outage. So if we look at the Zalem power plant, last time I think we just had these two modules. So I've just replicated it around in a ring. So these are all doing the hydrogen lithium power generation. But between them, they are, with the 12 reactors, sorry, the 12 whatever these are, turbines, they're producing 4.8 gigawatts. And that's enough to keep everything running. The reason my factory browned out was, again, these plasma turrets. So what I've learned is plasma turrets are definitely, for the point in the game when you have effectively unlimited amounts of power. Before that, they just, yeah, they're not working. Right, let's have a look here. This appears to be filling its belt. Yeah, that's sad. I don't want it to fill its belt. I want to... So this is a trick you can do. This will come out soon. What this does is it side loads onto a splitter. Let me just show you in person down here. So if items are put from this side onto a splitter, I'll just do this with a box. And what should we put on the belt that's fun? Belts. Let's put... Oh, that doesn't really show up, does it? Because it's red on red. Let's do those. Okay, that shows up. Okay. Don't know why I said red on red, because it's actually... Right. We'll get there in the end. So if this came out, that would be half loaded. Do you see how the items are being loaded on the far side? So mining drills do the opposite. They load onto the near side. But anyway, if we load onto a splitter, we can then turn one of the belts. Do you see? And then we get a full belt. So it allows this to put twice as many items out onto the belt. Once you've put twice the number of items onto the belt, you obviously get 2 half lanes. By turning this, you side load and get 1 full lane. So this is a way to get up to twice as many items out of a machine. So do you see here? This is now loading into the top half of the belt for both this segment belt and this segment belt. And then we turn this up to put it on to the other side. So this net is now running faster than it was before. It's only got the 1 speed module in. I don't know if I can put I don't know if I can mark it for insert here. No, I can't. I wish Vanilla had a mechanic to do at-range module insertion. I'm being an idiot, aren't I? I have the module inserter mod. Okay, so I made a module inserter tool. Okay, so this is a Mark II deep core miner, which is here. Okay, and I want to speed module 5s. That's good. So now if I do it's not the upgrade planner, it is the module inserter tool, which I can't... Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's going to mark that to have a speed module put in. So we're going through trying to clear out some of these errant miners to reclaim this module here. We've already reclaimed this module because there was a core seam here. So we're just trying to get some of these emptied. This has 528k left. Each of these boxes can take 100k. So we would need another 6 boxes to empty this, which is probably not going to happen. I'm looking for others which are nearly empty. No, they're all pretty full. Yeah, they're all going to require actually mining out, but we can get rid of this one, which at least is a good thing to start on, isn't it? I've done a bit of work up here. So I moved this... this is a build we made, isn't it? But this is the Tritium generation module, which used to be down in the old nuclear fission sector. And this is an oxygen making module, which also used to be down in the fission sector. I've copied it, this used to be in Megacity 1 actually. I've copied these up here because these products are used locally. So I'm trying to move all the nuclear related stuff up towards nuclear. As I say, we're not currently progressing science because we don't have space quantum age. The reason for that is that we actually don't have moonfish. We don't have moonfish because we don't have rocket parts. We don't have rocket parts because we don't have copper, essentially. So the copper, in this case, was stopping us from making the insulated wires. Anyway, so hopefully the factory will start itself up again. We've just done speed module 6s. I'm waiting for prod mod 6s to happen. And then I think we're ready to start on our end game builds, and in particular the rocket city. While I'm up here, let's just commission this block, and this block commissioned itself. So I think all is good here. This is obviously backed up, so I limited the lead. It's only going to function when there is under 20k of liquid lead coolant in the network. So basically, as we run out of liquid lead coolant, this will make more. It seems to cycle around at a 100% efficiency, which is odd. Does this not reach over? It doesn't. Okay. Interesting. It's always fun to find these little glitches. Okay, so this exports hydrogen and oxygen, but we burn off any excess hydrogen so we can always make oxygen. That's the logic of that. What do I want to do today? So we have actually managed to get rid of a couple of miners from here by mining into boxes, but I don't think we're going to get rid of these. That's 80k, 192. So we've got 1 million ore here. That would be 10 of these boxes. So I don't think we're going to manage to clear this bit, although I'd really like to, because I would like this rail module to be, on its own and separate. It would be possible for me to basically replicate this arrangement here, but that's kind of cutting off my nose to spite my face, isn't it? I'm losing a module with a buffer of coal to clear a bit of a coal mine. Yeah. So if there was an even higher capacity storage solution, I would be using that right now, but if I was doing this again, I might use some kind of stacking module. What's it called? There's belt boxes, is it? There's a stacking thing which lets you compress items into a compressed item version. I might have a look at that, but only if I was playing through this mod pack again. All right. So anyway, these are running fine. We have heated protium and lithium 6, and we're just using the default recipe. Now, I don't understand what any of these do. This reckons it would have a power output of 1,200 megawatts and a neutron flux of 25%, efficiency 50. So I think we can double the power output by doing this. So let's have a look. If we double the power output, we use 25 of each input and 60 lead coolant. Or we use 30 coolant and 10. So this is definitely the efficiency thing is telling us the truth, isn't it? We've gone from 10 to 25, which is more than a doubling, but we only got a doubling of output. Okay, and can we put the injection rate down even further? Okay, so this is only 5 units in for 22.5. 10 units in for 30. Okay. So it looks like we can adjust this to get better efficiency. At the moment, I guess lithium is something we have to care about because that requires resources, but I don't think we have to care about it very much. Okay, so what we could do is start looking at other things we can feed it. So we can feed it with deuterium or tritium or helium-3, and then we have lithium-6. So we never use lithium-7, so our lithium build doesn't change. So I think the thing to do is we're going to look at a tech which I unlocked, which is deuterium breeding, I think it's called. I've got no idea what you do it in. So let's have a look at our recipes. Okay, we've unlocked these better speed modules. We've got photon cavity and Z boson cavity. Goodness knows. I couldn't guess, to be honest. Then in here we have some more recipes, I think. Sorry, I went through between episodes and started clicking on things, and I should really have taken a save and restarted with all the unchecked things still unchecked. Basically, I think we now have a process to make deuterium. Okay, so let's have a look at protium again. Okay, so we now have a deuterium recipe. No, it's yeah, so this takes charged neutron containers, takes 8 protiums, and returns 2 deuteriums. Okay, and it's made in a neutron activator. So I think... Is this a neutron activator? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to spam down a bunch of these because I don't know how many we're going to need for our build. Okay, what else should I be just double checking while we're doing this? Okay, this spider has picked up this stuff. Let's just do a bit of tidying. We obviously can't tidy up the whole thing yet because we haven't had a pickup from here. I've never really set up a priority system where it cleans up the old mines with higher priority than other ones. Okay, we're going to do a normal thing, I think, where we walk the spider to where we are working, just so that it can act as a local building materials buffer. Okay, let's start picking some of these up into my personal inventory. Good. Okay. So, what recipes do we have? We have a deuterium recipe, we have a tritium recipe, and we have a lithium-6 recipe that we're already doing. Okay, so deuterium and tritium. So, the tritium recipe takes deuterium, and this one just takes protium. Okay, so we can make deuterium from protium, we can make tritium from deuterium. And I guess the question is, what do we want? I mean, clearly we want all of it, but I don't know what we want for a reactor to work best. So let's grab one of these, and we'll just stamp it down up here. I don't want to be mucking around with a live build because I may crash our power, which would be rather sad. And there may be a recipe book approach to this. So if I want to liquid leg coolant. Okay, so this doesn't have any recipes for that. I don't know if there's a setting. Show disabled objects, show hidden objects, show unrestricted objects, show made in quick reference GUI, show internal names, show glyphs, show alternate names, fuzzy search, show temperatures, all localized, open info. So all the categories, all the groups. Okay. Okay, so I don't want the transport drone recipes because they're just annoying. So I was hoping there was some kind of hidden recipe option here. So I'm just looking through. No, none of that seems to be what I need. So answer in the comments if you can figure out how to scan through all these different recipes. Maybe I can do it in Factorio Planner. So I want to make lead, and we're going to add a product, and it's going to be the hot coolant. I've just put in a silly number. Oh, brilliant. We now have options. Okay. Oh, good lord. Okay. So, deuterium only. Good lord. So these must be all the options with the slow, medium, fast. Okay, this is going to take a long time to search through, so I don't think I'm going to look at this. No, I think we're just going to have to click through. So let's assume that we're not going to use lithium. Let's say we're going to use tritium. Okay, so that says the power output is 8.4 gigawatt. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we can choose a temperature. Okay. So there is a trade-off. If we do low temperature, we get loads of neutrons. So that would let us charge up our neutron containers. So there will be an argument for doing one of these with just a ton of neutron flux so that we can get the neutrons. There'd be an argument for doing one of these way high with 0 neutron flux to get just a ton of power. Okay, so if then I make this a high injection rate with, so this is a 20 gigawatt output, but it's less than half efficient. Wow, that's pretty. 20 gigawatts would certainly solve our power problem, right? So but there's no neutron flux, so I would need another reactor, maybe set up purely for neutrons. I'm not sure the right way to do this. So I think for now, if we, this might be a good mix, right? So we get some neutrons, we get some power output, we get some 50% efficiency, and we only consume tritium, so it's a single, sorry, helium-3. Ah, can we make helium-3? No, at the moment it's deuterium. Okay, so the best we can currently do would be a dual deuterium output. And we can do that at low temperature with lots of neutrons to generate basically what we are getting now out of a reactor. That is a 6 gigawatt reaction. That's a 7.2 gigawatt reaction with 0 neutrons. And that is a 14 gigawatt reaction. That's 12, and that gets some neutrons. Okay, so it looks like high temperature, low injection rate gives us the highest efficiency. Okay, so anyway, let's go for this default one of tritium, tritium, and then those two in the middle. I think that's a good halfway house. So leave that for now. So I want to make tritium. And I do that by making some deuterium and then turning that into tritium. All right, so let's have a look at what the rates are. So this needs a net of 60 protium, and this makes 60 deuterium. And this is ratioed out equally, so this would be 60 in, so those should be balanced. Yeah, so those are balanced, and then we need a slight input of protium to get everything going. All right, so let's arrange these. Can I do anything with productivity modules? No, I can't. So for now, we're going to do a non-beacon build and see if we can figure this out. All right. So we're going to need some kind of protium bus. Something like that. Seven seems like a very funny number. Okay. I guess we should also find out how much this wants. Okay, so it wants 120 heated, 1,200 heated tritium, and it's going to be a 10 to 1, isn't it? Let's double check. These all seem to be the same ratios. Oh, and I won't even be able to get a recipe out of this because it heats whatever goes in. Yeah, so we would heat tritium and we get out heated tritium. So I need 120 a minute. So this produces 420, so that's more than enough. 7 is a prime number. It's going to cause us trouble. All right. So this is our module for making deuterium. And okay, there we are. In fact, I can just do that, can't I? Okay, so this is the deuterium. And then this is the module for tritium, which is basically going to be the same module. Now, what I haven't done is dealt with the... it's this kind of build again, isn't it? Okay. So I think maybe I need 2 of these type of builds. One for deuterium, one for tritium. Let's take that back. So if I copy basically that and flip the recipes, Good. Okay, so let's reset this recipe to deuterium. Okay. And I want to do rate calculator over this just to double check. Yeah. So I think this is what we're after. Oh, do I have a broken bit of pipe? Whoops. Yeah, maybe I do. What's going on here? Yeah, I had a broken pipe. Okay, so let's set this back to lithium 6. Okay, this has lost its badge for Tritium. Alright. So this is now buffering up with canisters. It doesn't have any Tritium, so we will fix that. We are going to request Tritium. Do I even want to output it? I guess the question is, can I fit 2 of these builds into the one footprint? So that would go up to there. That would go up to... Yeah, it would actually fit. Okay, so let's take this. Would that work? So then we could put one of these here. Okay, so one of these is... Okay, so this is our Tritium build. So these need to do the Tritium recipe. Okay, then I need to double check what's going on which wire. Sorry, which pipe. Pick that up. So this is our Deuterium request. Ah, and I don't want to flood it, so this needs to be behind an overflow valve. What's the best way to do that? I think maybe there. Okay, so I need a top-up valve. There. So this is going to request Tritium, which is essentially free, right? We're still moving all of our canisters around by logistics bot. That's fine for now. We may end up with a better solution in future, but I don't know. All right. So these are all ready to go. I'm actually going to load a truck in because at this point I treat Tritium as free. Okay, so then this Tritium needs Deuterium as an input. We are dumping Deuterium into this central pipeway. Okay, and it comes out here. Okay, so what's the best way to feed it in? Maybe like that. That's good. So that's the Deuterium. So then the Tritium comes out here, and I think we just box it. And again, I think we need an overflow valve here. Sorry, a top-up valve. So the top-up valve will only let fluid through when this is below 80% capacity. The top-up valve, sorry, yeah, the top-up valve will top up the destination. So when it's under 80 in the destination, it will let fluid through. The overflow valve lets fluid through when the source is above 80. I always get these muddled. It's just the thing. Okay, so that should be our tritium production. And it should be enough to drive one of these. So let's go down and have a look. And let's pick one of these that's going to be our tritium. This one. Okay. So I want to set this to tritium. Okay, and then I'm going to change this to tritium. And this to tritium. And I'm going to add in trucks. Then I'm going to delete what's in here, what's in here, what's in here. Good. I'm just double checking that nothing weird has happened. Yeah, so I think all our pipes are clear. Then I just want to double check something. So this mod lets heated things turn back into cooled things. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah, so this only has the heated stuff. Good. Alright. There's a quick bit of make work I want to do while we are waiting for that to start up, which is this recipe here is going to be tier 6 productivity modules. This is going to be tier 6 speed modules, as is this. And I'm going to set a limit of tier 6 speed modules is less than 40, I guess. They are the end game speed module. Okay, what does this require? Photon cavity, which we are not making. And this requires Z boson cavities, which again we are not making. But I can set the limits here. So this will be, these is less than 40. That is pretty cool. All right, back to, is it Xylem? Back to, yeah, Xylem. Back to Xylem. All right, this is not running yet. Ah, I seem to have 2 trucks in here. That's probably not what I meant. I only want to have 1 truck. Let's head up. Okay, how are we doing? So this is definitely protium, and this definitely contains deuterium. That's not what we want. This should be making tritium. Okay. So where is the tritium coming out? Oh, it's this internal one, isn't it? Okay, so how do we get the tritium out? That's obviously not going to work. Will that work? I think it will. So let's see. I need a truck to come in here, but we're making tritium. And then once the truck comes in, we can ride the truck. I'm doing fist pump things off screen because I'm quite excited by this. Off we go. And we feed. And this starts to run. And it's making an ungodly quantity of heated lead. So this should produce more power output than all the rest of these combined, just on its own. which is pretty amazing. So for this, let's just do the maths on this. If this was running full time, it would produce 9,000 heated lead. One of these consumes how much? 18,000. Is that correct? I'm not sure if I've done this right. So let's just double check. This consumes 18,000 liquid lead coolant. This outputs 9. Okay, so it looks like 2 of these are needed to power one of these, which is kind of backwards, isn't it? I thought we were getting a lot more power out, but maybe it's because the... I'm not quite sure of the logic here, so I'm going to have to go away between... I'm going to go away between episodes and see if I can figure this out. But this says it's producing 9,000 heated lead. And this... Oh, 1,800 to 9,000. Okay, so it is vastly more. 1,800... 18k. I built these at 10 times scale. Well, that's me being an absolute doofus, isn't it? Anyway, alright, so we're now well over our power potential. But I was just an absolute idiot doing my maths. I lost a decimal place. No doubt you've been screaming about that in the comments. Okay, so let's roll one more of these over to the new recipe. Alright, so here and here I need to flush this pipe. Then I need to flush this pipe, this pipe and this pipe. Okay, and then I apparently didn't manage to copy the recipe over. No, so move this over to Tritium. So this should now run off the Tritium build. And assuming we have enough Tritium being made. So one last thing to check. This would consume 1,200 Tritium. And then we need to double check that if this was running full time, this would be making enough Tritium. So no, this would only make 720. So we'll double that. And I'm thinking maybe... Yeah, maybe to make this work I do need to module it. But that's something I'm going to do between... Something I'm going to think about between episodes, because frankly I only want to do things with top tier modules now. And we're not at the stage where we can make top tier modules, because we need to make the exotic particle things. Okay, so there was some exotic particle containment things, which I guess are an intermediate. We have photon cavities, gluon cavities, and Z boson cavities. So we're going to end up making these in the next episode, I guess. But until then, I think we have temporarily solved our power crisis. So I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.